So Georgia's condition nystagmus means that her eyes are always moving. It's a little bit like when you try to look at something and you're on a train and the object's moving and it makes your eyes do this. She will take about 4 or 5 times longer to see something if it's written on a wall, and you can see her doing a tilt to try and adjust for her eye movement.
It just kind of doesn't feel really shaky, but it does make reading a lot harder because I end up reading like the same line, like in the Harry Potter books, because the writing is really small and the lines are very close together. I sometimes end up reading the same sentence like 5 times.
Georgia's support was slow, I would probably be the word I would use.
Having things enlarged. My teachers don't quite know how to enlarge it properly. I have asked that they retype the whole thing, but they did say that it would take too long, which my mum's kind of annoyed about.
I would say it takes about 6 months into a year before a teacher will go, oh, I now understand.
At the moment, I am reading the Lord of the Rings books. I'm on the first one.
So every year we have the same issue. I will have a meeting before the school year starts. I will explain everything. But telling somebody something and them seeing it for themselves and experiencing Georgia's struggles are so far apart.
And there's a bunch of different settings you can change. So there's the font.
There's training available for teachers. However, they don't have to access it. There's no obligation.
No. The King's the big one.
You're right.
The King's the big one.
Are you going to be white ones? So I privately funded an educational psychologist who identified that Georgia needed a computer in class to be able to access her work. I found out that the school were not going to be able to fund that, so I had to pay for it myself.
Dumb.
She was below on everything across the board in school, really struggling. And within 2 months of having the computer, she jumped to being back at the top of the class again.
I want to get my queen back.
Just put that there.
Generally, I'm okay. Most of it's listening. Like, there's pictures on the board, but I have a seat in the class so that I can see the board very well.
So Georgia wants to become an astrophysicist or a vet. She argues a lot, so I say she could become a lawyer as well. She is capable. My concerns about her achievements would be that she could have limitations placed upon her that don't need to be placed. Small things not done create big problems for her, and it just takes a little bit of changing things for her to be able to completely access that. And when she has that, she's happy.
Young Vision Alliance. See our potential.